Welcome back. The program is still Good Morning Abuja, and yes, that feature on commemorating World Tutors Day is leading us on to the next segment of this show this morning. And we want to talk about these people who constantly give of themselves so as to make those they're giving to become better students, better learned people. So we're commemorating tutors all over the world. We are saying kudos for your effort, and we are saying well done. We see your efforts, we appreciate you, and we celebrate you. But our conversation this morning is going to be with Man Bamidele, the Executive Director, Advocacy for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative. Uh, Good morning and welcome on the show.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Today is the day we celebrate tutors all over the world, and you as a person, you and your organization, you have had reasons to interact frequently with tutors, with people who are trying to bridge the gap. So that is what we are trying to explore this morning. But to get things in perspective, tell us in your own opinion who a tutor is.
Well, a tutor is someone who actually impacts basic knowledge, onto the younger ones, so and put them through the developmental stages of life. You see, the work of a tutor, honestly, cannot be overemphasized or cannot be put aside, because these tutors, everyone seems to be a tutor in the real sense, but there are some that are trained, that are tailored, that are channeled, to bring up someone. They are more like a mentor, but the mentorship they give is as a result of putting someone through. It's like the ABC up to Z. And once they put you up to A, B, C, D, they won't take you to Z. They expect you to now pick up, understand, to get to that zenith of your career. And when you get to the zenith of your career, you become a better person in the society. These issues of depression and other things, especially when some teenagers find themselves as not, fitting into the society. So tutors are people, specially trained, who have acquired experience over the years and will now go out to impact this their wealth of experience onto the younger ones by tutoring them, from a particular pedestal, taking them to another pedestal in life, and that is how they go from stages to stages. That is the work of a tutor.
Well, we are still talking tutors here. Let's now look at special needs children. You know, when you were talking about Davido and personalized learning, I was just waiting so I could ask about special needs children now. Now, how would you assess the impact of tutors in the lives of children that have special needs, knowing that they already have what we can describe as limitations compared to other children? So, whoever is going to teach them needs to be extra patient, give more to be able to impact knowledge. These tutors, how would you rate their performance in this area?
Well, the tutors are actually trying when it comes to special needs, but let's be very frank with ourselves. It's not that easy taking a special needs student. And I'm glad that the Nigerian ambience, as of today, we've come to the realization that special needs children need not to be discarded, need not to be laid back, need not to be, put aside. We need to aid, you understand. They are living, they are mortal beings. They have the right to existence. They have the right to education. I'm glad that Nigeria has come to that realization. Now, we need now to groom more of these tutors. You see, as a tutor, you need to get this orientation and get reoriented as things are moving on. You can see in Nigeria today, we have the Gen Zs, as we call them. During our own days, maybe some 10, 20, 30 years back when we were teenagers, the way we operate as teenagers is quite different from the way these children now operate. We've had instances, I think I cannot just pinpoint right away now, where there's a child that has a special need. And this child, ab initio, wasn't even talking much, was seen like this one cannot make anything in life. But as we speak today, that child, I think, is somewhere in America. I can't remember. That was the last time I was in the US. I was reading about the child. That the way the child started, it was like a nobody to be in the society. But because of this personalized education, special needs, oh, you begin to tell the child, no, do this, day in, day out. You see, this repetition, it's a repertoire, a total repertoire of that action and its product, which we all know as culture, it becomes a cultural thing to that child. The child picks up his book in the morning, the child tries to see. And that is why you see artificial intelligence, let me put it in that way now, comes into play a major role. Even I, as a person, I just finished my master's in technology management with the Federal University of Technology, Mina. Artificial, yeah, thank you so much. Artificial intelligence is something that we can't do away with. We have machines these days that sweep the whole of your home. You just program it, you are out of the house, the machine has swept your home before you come. So these kids now, there are some artificial intelligence gadgets you use that aids them, that help them, you understand. So those with the special needs need special attention and also need special tutors. Now, it is not that easy to get these tutors. So government should come up and give free training, seminars.
We'll come to
Yes, so on that.
Very quickly, we've been. My guest here has been Mr. Man Bamidele, Executive Director, Advocacy for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative. And of course, we'll be talking about the impact of tutors in the Nigerian educational landscape. We are trying to see how well those tutors are doing and the impacts that they have on the children that we are raising. We'll go on this very short break. When we come back, the interview will continue. Stay with us. Welcome back. In case you just joined us, you've missed a bit, but there's still a lot more on the program. And of course, I still have Mr. Man Bamidele here in the studio, and we are discussing the impact. Welcome back. In case you just joined us, we've been having this very interesting discussion with Mr. Man Bamidele, and we are talking about the impact of tutors in the Nigerian educational landscape, especially today that we commemorate the World Tutors Day. Before we went on that short break, you were talking about what you want the government to do. Now, I didn't let you finish because I wanted to ask that question.
Okay.
In what ways now can we provide solutions to the challenges that we've discussed so far, either of the special needs, of bridging the gap between students, teachers, tutors, and of course, what role should government play now?
Now, well, government can come in several ways, and one of the ways is for government to organize is a free seminar, training, or at a very subsidized rate. You understand? For these tutors, especially the ones with special needs, the ones that are aimed at training these children that have special needs. Now, secondly, there are gadgets. We're in a world now that technology has advanced, and it is still advancing. Things are evolving day in, day out. Now, you can imagine, I've been in a program that was like a year or two, and I saw a professor, picking up his laptop, using the camera, and was carrying the laptop all around just to video, to film what is going on. Now, this seems archaic. Now, the professor, maybe possibly what he knows at that moment is just how to use his laptop. There are many amateurs that can be used for you to capture things. Now, this government now comes in such a way that, look, what are the needs in terms of technological needs of these tutors? So that it will now aid them in acquiring more knowledge I told you things are evolving. It's like per second, things are just coming up. And if you don't keep abreast with what is evolving, what is going on right now, honestly, you'll be laid back. And by the time you now have a student that keep abreast, with time, with technology, for you to meet up that side, a student must look up to you. The moment a student fails to look up to you, it means you're not worthy to be his or our teacher. So you must be above that student at every point in time. So these teachers need to go for training and retraining. So government should always create a platform for these teachers. Then secondly, when it comes to remuneration, you see, in this part of the world, teachers or tutors rather are not well paid. Let me put it that way. I think it's high time we sponsor a bill. I think this one just cut across my mind now. It's right. It's high time we sponsor a bill. You see, as we talk about minimum wage in Nigeria for workers, it's a generalized thing, maybe for federal government workers and for state government workers. Now, when we have tutors, possibly whether you are for state, you are for local governments, or you are for the federal government, they should be paid on per hour. I've been a tutor for some time, and I know it is energy consuming. Honestly speaking, it is energy consuming, and you need to be much more innovative on a way for you to really capture the mindset of these people. So you need some diverse tricks on these kids. So government should come up and find a way, you understand, of having better remuneration for these kids, possibly paying them per hour and peg it for every tutor you should pay them.
All right, before we go, one last question, Mr. Bamidele. You're the executive director at Advocates for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative, and your initiative is working in partnership with the City Secondary Education Board. Now, share your experience with us very quickly on how your interaction is leading to better experiences for tutors.
Honestly, the FCT Secondary Education Board has been awesome. Awesome. Honestly, they've paved way. The last visit we had was with Government Secondary School Life Camp. And honestly, I think the PRO, the Public Relation Officer for Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency was there, Mr. Babafemi rather. And honestly, he himself was impressed. He said, yes, we need their permission. Without their permission, you can't walk into any secondary school to actually give these seminars. You cannot go and imbibe. And we have students who actually came up and said, look, I've been involved in drugs. Oh, I've been involved in crime. And of recent, we're talking about bullying. So FCT Secondary Education Board has been awesome by, partnering with non-governmental organizations, and aiding to help these children because we are tutoring them as well. We tell them, look, between students and teachers, there should be mutual respect. It's not all about students respecting the teacher. The teacher also needs to give honor to that student because we are all human. And in so doing, everybody, will have its own level. And honestly speaking, once again, but there's a particular problem. I'm calling on the government. One of the directors has been kidnapped, Mr. Ajayi. So I pray he comes back home well. But they should also give security to them. Yes.
Well, we pray for the safe return of Mr. Ajayi.
Ajayi.
Yes. Thank you for coming on the program, Mr. Man Bamidele, Executive Director, Advocacy for Positive Behavioral Patterns Initiative. We've been discussing the impact of tutors on the Nigerian educational landscape. It's time for us to go on a very short break now, but when we come back, the program Good Morning Abuja continues. Stay with us.